Hi, my name is Jen Gebhart, and I'm a yoga teacher and an Urban Zen Integrative Therapist. And so Urban Zen stands for the calm and the chaos. If you had a chance to read your description about today's event. And just here to offer you some techniques, strategies that things that can help relieve anxiety, insomnia, and exhaustion. And as we go along, I'll reiterate how different things can support you with those symptoms. So taking a moment, you'll want to grab a chair if you don't already have one, and some blankets, maybe like 4 blankets if you have blankets, or pillows, maybe 2 blankets, 2 pillows. Grab whatever you can, and if you're already ready, what I invite you to do is take one of your blankets and try and create this shape, and then fold that over about a hand width, and then fold that over again. So you're going to have this little ledge, and we're going to sit on that ledge, and you can kind of angle it on your chair. And so as you sit, hinging at the hips, grabbing that blanket to sit right at the edge of that blanket. And what you want to look for is that your knees slant down from your hips. And what this does is it puts your pelvis in a slight anterior tilt. So it allows your spine to lengthen up naturally without you having to hold it. If you're doing a lot of sitting now, working at computers, I know I'm doing more of that. Often our back will start to hurt, or maybe you're sitting on couches or chairs that are padded, and you kind of get into this rounded shape. And so when we're in that shape, we're flattening that low back curve, which can cause some pain, and depending upon what you do the rest of your life, if you're lifting heavy things, might eventually lead to damage. But this allows the natural curves of your back, and also opens the abdominal cavity to allow for deeper inhalation as you have your breathing diaphragm that sits up here in your ribs. And when we inhale, it presses down, and when we exhale, it comes back up. And so when we create this shape in our body, then it has freedom to move. And that also can aid in digestion, like I said, deeper breath, which can help with that exhaustion piece. And also when that diaphragm can move, we have a lot of lymph nodes in our abdominal cavity, and the lymph system supports your immune system. So by getting that abdominal breathing, then that also gets that lymphatic fluid pumping in your body, which can support your immune system. So sitting comfortably, and have your knees out from your hips and your ankles under your knees, and you can just rest your hands anywhere that feels comfortable, maybe on your lap somewhere, and close your eyes or soften your gaze, and feel your whole body as it's sitting in the chair. Feel your feet on the floor. If you have socks on or shoes, notice the soles of your feet making contact with your socks and shoes. Or if you're barefoot, notice the texture of the floor underneath your feet. Sensing the toes of your right foot, the toes of your left foot, and all of your toes. Sense the skin that covers the top of your feet, your ankles. Notice your lower legs, your knees, and your upper legs. Feel the weight of your hips resting into the blanket, resting on your chair. Notice the broadness and the length of your back, the back of your neck, the back of your head. Sense the muscles of your face. Notice any tension and or any softness, relaxation. Notice any sounds you hear. And notice the sensation of the breath moving in and out of your nose. Maybe noticing the temperature of the air. Maybe the air is slightly cooler as you inhale and slightly warmer as you exhale. Becoming aware of the entire circumference of your neck, noticing any ease. Feel your shoulders and arms. Notice if your palms are resting up or down. You don't need to change that, simply notice. Notice the front of your body and any movement there as you breathe. On your exhale, feel the weight of your hips on the chair. Feel your legs. Feel your feet. And feel your whole body as you're sitting in the chair. And opening the eyes or lifting the gaze and bringing your hands to the top of your legs. And as you exhale, hinge forward and press your hands down, press your feet down into the floor, noticing sensations in your feet. And then release that. And then again, press, hinging forward at the hips, pressing your hands down, pressing your feet down. Maybe notice if there's more pressure towards the front of your feet or their heels, or noticing the strength of your legs. And then releasing that. So feeling your feet on the floor can be a huge tool for anxiety, as it's bringing the attention into the body and into the opposite end of our mind where the stories are unraveling. So pressing your feet down into the floor, you could do that in your bed at night if you're having trouble sleeping. And then bringing your attention into your upper body and look over your right shoulder and notice sensations in the neck and notice the farthest point you see. And then bring your head back to center and look over your left shoulder, noticing how it feels and the farthest point you see. And then back to center. Interlacing the fingers behind your head if that's comfortable, resting your head back into your hands. And keeping the nose pointing straight ahead, bring your gaze over to the right and just noticing what you're gazing at, noticing your breath. Maybe at one point you want to take a deeper inhale or yawn. And then bringing your gaze back to center. And then we'll gaze over to the left, again, noticing your breath. So this movement helps to tone the upper vagus nerve. So that vagus nerve innervates up into our neck and in our face, and it's related to our parasympathetic nervous system. Coming back to center with your gaze, releasing your hands. And then looking over your right shoulder and notice how that feels and notice the farthest point you see. Come back to center, looking over the left shoulder, noticing how it feels and the farthest point you see. and back to center. So maybe you notice your neck relaxed a little bit, or you could move your head a little farther. So the vagus nerve starts at the base of our brain and runs down our spine and invades into all of our organs. And by toning that nerve, it's turning on our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest nervous system. It also vagates up into the neck and into our eyes and ears. And that part of that vagus nerve, this is a polyvagal theory, if you're interested in looking that up. That is related to our sense of connection to people, and also sound, how sound and sight affects us. And we can also tone this nerve with diaphragmatic breathing and movement as well, and also a restorative shape that I'll invite you to get in after we're done here. So rolling your shoulders up, back, and down. And as a note, don't do anything that hurts or doesn't feel good. And listen to your body. So if you have one shoulder that's hurting today, maybe you just move the other shoulder. Just really listening into your body, taking this as you feel comfortable. So resting your hands back on your legs, picking up your right foot and circle that ankle. So since you can't see my foot, I'm just circling my hand, but you can just circle your ankle. Feeling your left foot on the ground. And reversing that circle, and maybe it feels different to go the other direction. And then stepping that foot down, and notice if your right leg or ankle feels different than your left. And then we'll press the right foot down and circle the left ankle. So just circling the foot. And reversing that circle. And then resting that foot down and notice what you feel. You might scoot a little closer towards the front of your chair, just kind of dragging your blanket there. And pick up your right foot any amount and step it down. Press your right foot down, pick up your left and step it down. Right foot, release, press that foot down, left foot comes up, release, press your left, picking up your right. So just as if we're marching, noticing how this feels. Maybe you feel how your weight shifts side to side. Maybe noticing the muscles of your legs working to pick up the leg and press that foot down. And you could pick up the pace if that feels okay. Feel how it feels in your foot to land. Notice, do you land heel toe or toe heel? No right or wrong. And then next time you pick up the left, set that foot down and notice what you feel. Pick up your right leg, extend it out, bend that knee, and set that foot down. Press your right foot down, pick up your left, extend the leg, bend the knee, press that foot down. Alternating side to side, moving at a pace that feels comfortable to you. You can feel the down leg foot pressing into the floor as you lift the other leg. You might also notice how that feels to extend the leg, either in the back of the leg or the top of the leg. So this action mimics walking. On days that you don't have energy to get out for a walk, or if it's too rainy, you could do this a little bit easier lying down. You could do this in your bed. Also, this movement can be helpful for anxiety and insomnia. So if you're dealing with either of those issues, you could do this even in bed before you go to sleep. Last time. and release. Feeling both feet on the floor, noticing what you feel. So I'm going to invite you to come to standing. If you'd rather stay seated, you can stay seated. Otherwise, walking your ankles back behind your knees to rock forward and come up to standing. And you can put your chair to the side. You might want it in a little bit for balance support. So standing, feeling your feet on the floor, legs under your hips, and reach your arms out to the sides. And then giving yourself a hug. You might hold on to opposite shoulders, or triceps or elbows if that's more comfortable. You could also kind of roll your body a little bit, softening the knees. And then coming to center, and as you breathe in, reach your arms out. And as you breathe out, switch the cross of the arms, giving yourself a hug. If you'd like to add that little rock, you can. Coming back to center, as you inhale, reach out. As you exhale, switch the cross, give yourself a hug. As you inhale, open out. And as you exhale, give yourself a hug. So alternating which arm is on top. Feeling the touch of your hands either on the shoulders or somewhere on the arms. The next time you land with your right arm on top, we'll pause there and notice any sensations of breath in your back body. On your inhale, reach your arms out. And on your exhale, switch that cross. And again, noticing any sensations of breath in the back body. And it's not a matter of breathing into the back body, just noticing what's naturally happening. And as you breathe in, open the arms out. And as you exhale, release the arms down. And you can roll your shoulders a little bit and noticing how that feels. So upper body movement can be helpful for anxiety and exhaustion as we're opening the muscles for respiration. And you actually have more oxygen capacity in your back body than in the front. So creating that space, that shape in your body can help to open that. Also, if you're dealing with insomnia, sometimes it can be from not moving enough. So all of the movements that we're doing might be helpful to do if you are dealing with insomnia. Rotate your arms open so your palms face forward. And then rotate in. So feel this all the way from the upper arms, the shoulders, all the way down to the fingertips. Rotating open and rotating in. Rotating open and rotating in. Notice how that feels in your upper chest and in your upper back. And does one shape invite an inhale and one shape invite an exhale? There's no right or wrong. And the next time you rotate the arms open, pause there, feeling the thumbs reaching out to the sides, pinky fingers pointing in towards your legs. And then bring your fingertips to your shoulders and lower down. And fingertips to your shoulders and lower down. So you can stay with this or moving on, lifting your elbows up by your ears and then lowering back down. Fingertips to shoulders, lifting or not, and lower back down. So you can stay with this or move on, fingertips to shoulders, lifting your elbows, reaching your arms up, and then bringing your fingertips back, lowering your upper arms, forearms, and hands. So doing, whichever feels best in your body. And maybe if you have a sore shoulder, say in your left arm, maybe you only lift the right arm and come back down. Do what feels good to you. And as you move through this, feeling your feet as you reach up. And again, notice when you're breathing in and when you're breathing out. One more time. And as you release the arms down, just pause. Maybe soften the gaze, gazing down towards the floor without dropping your head, just letting the gaze shift. And notice what you feel. Notice where you feel your breath moving through your body. And then rotate your arms open again and reach your arms out and up. And then facing your palms to the floor and release your arms down as you exhale. So as you inhale, arms rotate open, reaching out and up any amount that feels okay to you, feeling your feet pressing down. And as you exhale, the palms face the floor and the arms lower. Couple more times. Let's do one more time. Good, and then reach out and up, and this time maybe reach slightly forward as if you're reaching up towards a shelf. And then let one arm come down as the other arm reaches and switching sides. And notice sensations as you reach up and slightly forward across the back of your body and the sides of your body. As you reach up, feel your heels pressing down into the floor. The knees can be slightly bent too. We call this apple picking. And the next time you reach up through the left side or the right side, when you feel even, coming back to center and releasing the arms down and roll that out. Okay, so again, opening the muscles of respiration as we do all of this upper body work. And from here, reach your right arm across your chest towards the left side, and then come back to center. You might toe heel your feet a little wider, bend your knees, reach your left arm across, and back to center. And right arm reaches from the back ribs through to the fingertips. Same thing on the left side. And notice how this feels. Maybe you feel a little bit of a twist. And then this next time, reach up towards the diagonal. Noticing how that feels. You might feel the weight shift in your feet. And maybe you come onto the ball of one foot, that opposite foot. And then come back across to the chest. And when you feel even, release and rest and notice what you feel. Noticing sensations along the back of your body, the sides of your torso, and feeling your feet pressing down into the floor. Again, step your feet a little wider, softening your knees, and we're going to just twist right to left, letting the arms go along for the ride, letting them swing. Noticing maybe how this also shifts the weight in your legs. Maybe the hips turn a little bit. And then start to slow that down, coming back to neutral and pause. So with the feet still a little wider than hip distance, rotate your arms open. And as you inhale, reach the arms slightly forward and up, pressing down into the feet. On your exhale, folding over at your hips, bending at your knees, arms to your thighs. And then maybe gazing down at the floor, feeling your feet, seeing your feet, and pressing down into your feet as you inhale, rise back up. And on your exhale, release down. So we'll do that again, this time adding a little bit of a twist. As you inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, fold in, bending at your hips, bending at your knees. Let your left arm come across your leg and start to turn to your right. Maybe you lift your right elbow, or maybe you reach your right arm up. And then releasing back down. Right arm comes across the legs. And as you exhale, start to turn to your left. Maybe lifting that left elbow or reaching the left arm up. And as you exhale, lower back down. Let's do each side one more time. Left arm across the thighs, lifting the right elbow, maybe or maybe not, reaching the arm up, and exhale, lower. Second side. And coming back down, press down into your feet, and as you inhale, rise back up, and on your exhale, release. Notice what you feel. You might want to hold on to your chair if you have a wall close by, and standing down into the leg closest to the chair, picking up the opposite leg and just start to wiggle that in the hip socket. Maybe you circle the ankle. Maybe you even kind of flick the leg like you're flicking water off your toes. And then step down and feel both feet on the floor. And notice if that leg that you just wiggled feels different than the other leg. And then we'll switch sides, so you can switch to the opposite leg, pressing down into that leg, wiggling the other leg. No right or wrong, just noticing what feels good. Maybe it's circling the ankle a little bit. And then coming to center, stepping down into both feet, and notice what you feel. All right, so we're going to move into our first restorative here. If you don't have a chair, you could also use your couch. And if you do have a chair, if you have a chair like mine that has it's a metal folding chair, you can position it so that the back of the chair is toward your mat. Or if you have like a kitchen chair with a back on it, you might turn your chair sideways so that your legs fit on the chair. And then taking another blanket or a pillow. So if you're using a blanket, you might start with your blanket in this shape, fold it in half. And with that rounded side, you'll put that up underneath the back curve of your neck as your pillow. And And then you could take another blanket or a pillow. And if you're using a blanket, you could fold this in half pillow style, or you could fold it in half lengthwise. And if you have two blankets, you could do two blankets like this. So we're going to rest with your legs over the chair. So I'm going to adjust my camera so you can see me. So I'm going to start seated with my hips up close to the chair and bringing my legs up onto the chair with the backs of my knees supported by the chair. And then also my knees are at an angle to my hips, so they're not straight up and down. You could have a blanket on your shins or a blanket or pillow on your belly, and then a blanket under your head. Your hands can rest on your belly, or they could rest to the sides. So whatever feels comfortable. If you're using your couch, same things. Lower legs go up on that couch and have some kind of pillow or blanket for your head. You want your forehead to be just slightly higher than your chin. So you don't want your chin lifted higher because that causes tension in the neck and doesn't allow your body to rest. So I'll give you a few moments to set up. If you're not quite clear about something and you want to chat in the chat box for clear directions. And I'm going to come out of the shape and be closer to my screen so you can hear me. And once you're in your shape, you can close the eyes or soften the gaze. And feel your whole body as it's resting in this shape. Feel the weight of your body supported by the floor and the weight of your legs supported by the chair. If you have a blanket on your shins or your belly, notice the weight of that blanket or pillow. And feel the back of your head as it's resting on your pillow, feeling the weight of your head. Notice the smoothness across the skin of your forehead. Sense your eyes, the depth of the inner corners of your eyes. Notice your cheekbones, the skin covering your cheekbones. Notice any sounds you hear. And notice your jawline from the base of your ears to the tip of your chin. Become aware of any sense of release in your jaw. Feel the entire circumference of your neck, noticing any ease. Feel your shoulders, upper arms, elbows, your forearms, wrists, and your hands. Discovering the temperature of your hands. Notice your upper back, your mid back, and your lower back. Notice if certain parts of your back rest a little heavier into the floor. Notice your chest, maybe the weight of the blanket or pillow on your belly. And maybe noticing your belly as it rises and releases as you breathe. Feeling the weight of your hips, the weight of your upper legs, sensing the bend of your knees, a hollow space behind your knees. And notice the muscles of your calves resting into the chair. Sensing the curves of your ankles, your heels, and the soles of your feet. Feel your whole body as it's resting in this shape. Bringing your attention back to your breath. And as you breathe in, breathing in through your nose. And as you breathe out, breathing out through pursed lips, like you're blowing on a feather or blowing bubbles. As you inhale, inhaling through the nose. And as you exhale through pursed lips. And as you continue to breathe this way, noticing or letting your attention linger on the length of your exhale. Few more rounds of breath. And if it's comfortable, you can continue to breathe this way and bringing your awareness into your hands. And as you inhale, opening your hands. As you exhale, closing your hands. As you inhale, open your hands. And as you exhale, close your hands. So linking that movement of your hands to your breath. And at the end of your next exhale, resting your hands and circle your wrists. Maybe you notice sound effects. Maybe one wrist feels different than the other. Reversing that circle. And resting your hands wherever it's comfortable, noticing what you feel. And as you feel ready, you can draw your knees in towards your body and roll to your side. And then start to press your hands into the floor to come up to seated. Maybe closing the eyes or softening the gaze for a moment to just notice how you feel. And so that shape that you were just in can help with exhaustion, insomnia, anxiety. It's a great shape if you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes during your day. If you have some kind of a break in your day where you can rest in that shape, set a timer to rest in that shape. You don't want to fall asleep in that shape. And you do have a handout that talks about that, but rest there for starting maybe with 10 minutes, working up to 20 minutes. And if you want to, but 10 minutes is like an hour nap. So you might have 10 minutes and not an hour. Also, it does help support your immune system because it's reversing the flow of your lymphatic fluid. So another bonus there. So our next restorative shape, you will not need your chair, so you can push that out of the way. You will want your blankets or pillows. So if you're using your bed pillow, you could put that under your head. I'm not sure if I froze for everybody. Oh. Am I still with you all?
You're here. Your video is just frozen.
Okay. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I'm sure it'll kick back in a moment.
Okay. So you can use your pillow, your bed pillow for your head. And if you're using a blanket, bring it back into that pillow shape. Put that for your head. Actually, if you're using a blanket, fold it again in half so that you have a thicker pillow. Hopefully it kicks back in here. And then you can take a blanket from the standard fold shape and fold that lengthwise in half. And that is going to go under your waist. And so you could angle that if you'd like towards you. If you're lying on your right side, you're going to angle it down towards your left with the line of your rib cage. And then another blanket. It's still not kicking in here. Sorry, everyone. Another blanket from the standard fold. You can fold that lengthwise in half again, or you could use a pillow. We're going to lie on our side. So this blanket or pillow is going to go between your legs. And you could have a pillow or a rolled blanket for your top arm. You can also set yourself up so that you have your back at the couch. So now I'm back. I will show how to fold blankets. So two blankets folded like this, lengthwise in half. The one is going to go under your waist, and the other blanket will end up going between your legs, or you could have a pillow for that. And then a rolled blanket for your top arm, a pillow or a blanket folded pillow style, and then fold it in half. So it's this thick, small rectangular shape. You could set yourself up and with your back even touching the wall, or maybe your back against your couch. That can help with a feeling of groundedness and safety. You might also lie on your couch with these same setup props to support you. So you'll lie, if it's comfortable, lie on your right side. If you're pregnant or have heartburn, you could lie on your left. Lying on your right side helps to tone that vagus nerve that I was talking about. So you'll lower down, putting this blanket sort of along your waist, your rib cage, this blanket or pillow between the legs, and then folding that blanket in to support your top head. Bottom arm can rest on the floor beside you. And then if you have a pillow or a rolled blanket, you could pull that in to hug that in towards your body. And if you have an extra blanket, you could cover up. And like I said, you can have the back of the couch or a wall at your back for safety and a sense of groundedness. So as you get into your shape, once again, I will come to sitting so that you can hear my voice a little better. And once you're comfortable, you could close your eyes or soften your gaze. And so this sideline shape is a shape that you could fall asleep in. It's, not unlike the other one. You don't want to fall asleep with your legs over the chair, but the shape you could fall asleep in. So as you settle in, just feeling the parts of your body that rest a little heavier into the floor or your couch. And bringing your attention back to your breath. Noticing each exhalation and each inhalation. And we're going to count the breaths backwards from 10 to 1. And so the count will be at the base of the exhale. So as you breathe in, noticing maybe the temperature of the air, exhaling, and counting the number 10 at the base of your exhale. Maybe it's just silent counting. And inhaling, exhaling, 9. And continue on counting your own breath. Maybe you're breathing in and out through the nose. That's comfortable. And when you get to 1, just return to feel your whole body as it's resting in this shape. Noticing your breath. Maybe noticing that slight pause or space at the base of your exhale. Not a holding of your breath, just a natural pause. And as you notice that pause or space at the base of your exhale, maybe you notice a slight pause or space at the top of your inhale. Maybe these pauses, some are slightly shorter than others. Noticing the 4 parts of your breath. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. And feel your whole body. And with your next inhalation, bringing your attention back into your feet, maybe wiggling your toes. Maybe you even reach your heels away. And if it would feel good, maybe you even start to invite some movement in the upper body, wiggling the fingers or circling the wrists or extending the top arm alongside your ear, stretching your body in any way that feels good. And before you come to sitting, noticing how you feel. And maybe you feel more relaxed and ready for the rest of your day, or maybe you notice that you feel tired, and all of that is okay. And as you feel ready with your knees bent, you can start to make your way up to seated. And once you're seated, you're welcome to, again, close your eyes or let the gaze shift down. Maybe you can recall how you felt before you started the session and notice if anything feels different. And maybe there's something that we did that you would like to incorporate into your daily self-care, or even offer a family member that might be struggling right now. And as you're ready, you can open your eyes or lift the gaze. And if you would like to ask questions or share something that you noticed or how you're feeling in the chat box, I love to get feedback. And know that you also do have a handout that has a lot of what we did and sort of techniques for anxiety, techniques for insomnia, and techniques for exhaustion. Would love to hear from you, and I thank you so much for being here as well.
Jen, thank you so much. Folks, if you have questions for Jen, go ahead and type it in the questions box and we'll relay that to her. But Jen, that was wonderful. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to offer this service for us and for the advocates across the state.
Great.
Comments coming in. Says this was awesome. Thank you so much. I would love more of these. Thank you. That was awesome. Another thank you so much. That was awesome. Thank you. What a great start to my week.
Oh, good.
So it looks like this was really appreciated and valued by the folks on the call today.
Good. Well, and I appreciate all the work you're all doing at this time and in your life as well. So thank you very much, and thanks for the opportunity.
Wonderful. Well,
and
everyone,
I apologize for the technical difficulties.
Oh, no worries. It happens to everyone. Technology is great until it's not, right?
Right.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. As you sign out, when you exit the webinar, you're going to have a pop-up screen for an evaluation for today's program. We'd really appreciate any feedback, so go ahead and fill out the evaluation. There will also be a link to that evaluation in an email that's sent to you as well. But again, thank you so much, everyone, and have a great day. Thanks, Jen.
Thank you. Take care.